Happy Monday, everyone. Um, Quick reminder, what we're doing here. I'll show some a cool video of what's going on for us neurologically here in a second. But yeah, quick reminder. Carve the time out, just a few minutes a day to practice those kinds of things that will come in really handy for us. And I have a sort of a real world application for this that I noticed this morning. So I was moving some furniture, and it was just what wasn't too heavy, but it was bulky and awkward enough. These two dressers, and I had to get them down a set of a spiral staircase. So very awkward to hold. And I was thinking as I was picking them up, I was like, oh man, this is exactly how you throw your back out, right? Sort of an awkward position, and my mind was fixating on actually getting to the bottom of the stairs without hurting myself. Um, and then I noticed that there was a part of me that just said, you can pick this thing up. It's not that heavy. Yes, it's awkward, but if you really go slow, if you really pay attention to each step and make it deliberate and intentional while maintaining good posture, you can absolutely do this without hurting yourself. And what I really, and the part that I enjoyed most about that experience was the fact that it was very automatic for me. Like in that moment, it's not always the case. Sometimes I lose myself and I, get fixated on the outcome. But rather in this case, I noticed myself just saying, if you just take one step at a time and really pay attention to how you're doing it and rest after each step, you can do this. And sure enough, I was able to do it. And I attribute that ability for me to catch myself in that moment to this ongoing practice that we do here. So I like to think that I was being very mindful of each movement that I was making to make sure that I didn't get injured. So there's a quote by Franz Kafka here that I like. So simply wait, be quiet, be still, and the world will freely offer itself to you. And it was just a good reminder that, the most important thing for me to remember in that situation was the fact that I could take it as slow as I wanted and as deliberately as I wanted to, and that would prevent some form of suffering down the road. I've thrown my back out many times, and so it's always a bit of a weak spot. And this is what was going on here. As I've seen this video before, this is a time lapse of a bunch of neurons connecting. The big bright blotches are neurons, and the stringy spaghetti are the axons and dendrites, and then that's where the synaptic connections occur. And the more we practice, or the more we experience a certain behavior, a certain action, the more our brain wires up and strengthens those connections and reduces the other connections. And so, yeah, I hope this is I think a good example of the more we familiarize ourselves with this state of mindfulness and just slowing down and really being aware of what is happening in the moment, the more access we have to it. And so I felt quite proud of myself and thought that this would be a good theme for us to practice today. So without further ado, let's do that. Start by closing our eyes. And let's be quiet. And bringing our attention to the experience of self-awareness. So just noticing, what's it like to be in this moment right now? How does the body feel? What are you noticing about your mood? You take a step back and simply watch the mind thinking, the images, the stories. They're all happening all the time, and we're not trying to change them. We're just noticing. Even when we're still and quiet, there's a plethora of things happening around us, sounds, sensations. Usually, when we're wrapped up in thinking, we forget there's a body, five senses, all this stuff that's happening all the time, but we miss it. Let's not miss it right now. Now, using the mind, see if you can bring to mind a memory of some situation, something undramatic where you were getting from point A to point B. Maybe you were walking to get in a car, leaving the front door, getting to the car, walking up or down a flight of stairs. See if you can get back into that space and remember what it was like on the inside as you were going from point A to point B. How much of your energy and focus was on the future, from getting to point A and arriving at point B. And now in the memory, see if you can drop back in and notice each of the little moments as you were going from A to B. It's the sound of the door as you were opening it. What did the door handle feel like? There wind that touched your face as the door was opening? Are there new smells and sounds that suddenly appeared because of the open door? And all of this has happened long before you even actually took a step through the door to get to the other side. Now feeling the sensation of the hand and arm pushing the door open, your feet taking steps, coming into contact with the ground on the other side of the door. Maybe the door's making sounds, or there's some floorboards or some carpeting that's making sound. As you take steps through the door, you're letting go of the door handle. Maybe you're just walking and just leaving the door open, or maybe you turn around and grab the other door handle, push the door closed again. Now you're in the other room or the other side of the door. Letting go of the door handle. And re-engaging with moving towards point B, whatever had you open the door in the first place. Now you're on the other side. Staying with an awareness of the slowness and the deliberateness of all of those movements. We usually don't notice because our mind is busy, the future. And then bringing the attention back to this moment, sitting, eyes closed, noticing the body. Noticing how open we are to what will come next or what's happening in this moment. When we slow down and get quiet, go ahead and take a deep breath in through the nose. Long, slow exhale. Relaxing the shoulders and the hands, the belly. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another deep inhale through the nose. Long, slow exhale. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, open your eyes. Come on back to session. And I know I always do this. The reminder is notice as soon as you open your eyes, there's all this other input that kicks in, and it's really easy to lose touch with everything that we were noticing and witnessing just a moment ago. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just really good to notice how that works, and then hopefully being able to translate that deliberate slowness and intentionality into situations like the one that I gave you earlier about, if there's something where you're afraid, oh, this might hurt myself. Maybe you're cutting vegetables in the kitchen, or working with a hot stove, whatever it might be, is just like really slowing it down and being really present for every little step, and can save us a lot of heartache and pain at times. Hope that was useful.